Welcome to Keto Meals and Recipes.com. I've made this Haagen Dazs coffee ice cream copycat recipe so many times, and I keep saying I'll film it next time. But because I've been really busy, I just never got to it. So I thought it's about time. And that's why today I will be demonstrating how to make this creamy, luxurious ice cream, which does require an ice cream maker. In the description below, I will make two recommendations, one for the ice cream maker I use, another one that's really inexpensive but very highly rated. The macronutrient ratio for this Haagen Dazs coffee ice cream copycat recipe is 9:1 with 3.7 grams of total carbs, 0.9 grams of dietary fiber, resulting in only 2.8 grams of net carbs per serving. And here are the ingredients that you'll be using. There are only 7. I begin making this ice cream by first adding the egg yolks to my mixing bowl, to which I also add the confectionery sweetener. And using my hand mixer, I whisk until the egg yolks and sweetener are very well blended and pale yellow and the volume has increased. Just as a guide, it usually takes me about 5 minutes to reach this texture and color. And when you've whipped enough, then set the bowl aside for a moment while you heat up the cream mixture. Into a saucepan, add your heavy cream, the almond milk, the salt, and of course don't forget your powdered coffee. It is a coffee ice cream after all. And before putting it onto the stovetop, use a whisk to stir the coffee into the cream. Then put it on your stovetop and simmer over medium-low heat. You'll have to cook very slowly, and that should be about almost 20 minutes. While cooking, whisk frequently until the mixture reaches a temperature of 175 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees Celsius. Also, just a hint, this thermometer cost me less than $5. You don't need a really expensive one. They're nice, but you don't need it. Once you've reached the correct temperature, turn off the heat setting and remove the pot from the stovetop element. The next step is to temper the whipped egg yolk mixture. You temper the egg whites by drizzling 1 cup of hot cream mixture as you whisk continuously, because this will prevent the egg yolks from clumping and actually cooking because of the hot liquid. Just to make sure that my egg mixture is well tempered, I repeat with the 2nd cup of hot liquid. Then feel the outside of the bowl to make sure the egg mixture is nice and warm. Now you can pour the rest of the hot liquid into the egg bowl, and then just whisk to combine. And that's all there is to tempering your eggs for a custard. Not that difficult at all. Once the egg mixture has been tempered, pour everything back into the pot you used to heat up your cream. And put the pot back on the stovetop. While the mixture is cooking, you should whisk continuously in order to make a really nice, creamy, smooth custard base. And heat over medium-low heat to kind of low heat until the mixture reaches 170 degrees Fahrenheit or 77 degrees Celsius. And as soon as you reach the right temperature, then immediately remove the pot from the stovetop and transfer the liquid into a clean bowl. And now it's time to add the vanilla extract. The next step you have to do is to cool the custard to room temperature. You can do this either by placing the bowl in a nice bath like I have done here, or just allow the custard to cool slowly on your countertop. And while the custard is cooling, it's really important to whisk it every once in a while. Then, to ensure that your ice cream comes out nice and creamy, when your custard has completely cooled to room temperature, cover the custard bowl with cling wrap so that the wrap is actually touching the custard. This will prevent a skin from forming on the surface of the custard. Then put the bowl into the refrigerator and let it cool until the custard is very cold. You should leave the bowl in the refrigerator for at least 3 hours, and just before you're ready to start making the ice cream, prepare your ice cream maker according to your manufacturer's directions, making sure the churning pot is completely chilled before you start. My ice cream maker has a compressor, so I put it on pre-chill. Another really handy thing to know is always start your machine churning before pouring the custard into the churning pot. And I'll always set it to the maximum setting on your machine. And while my ice cream is making, which usually takes about 20 or so minutes, I take my container that I'm going to place into the freezer and I pre-chill it. As a personal preference, I just use glass, but you can use glass or metal or even plastic. You don't have to do this. I just find that it just allows me a little bit more time to scrape out all the ice cream from the churning pot before everything starts melting. When the ice cream has completely churned, my ice cream maker lets me know by doing a little jingle like this. Then transfer the ice cream, which is at the soft serve consistency, into your chilled container. Because at this stage, the ice cream is actually a very soft serve. And if you like it that way, serve it now. Otherwise, just scoop into your freezer container. Once I've scooped everything into the container, I cover the ice cream with cling wrap, put the lid on, and put everything into the freezer for several hours. How long you put it into the freezer before serving depends on you, and how hard you like your ice cream when you serve it. I like my ice cream to be just hard enough so that when I scoop it out, it gives me a bit of resistance as I'm scooping. And now you're all done, and I hope you enjoy this ice cream. If you like this premium decadent Haagen Dazs coffee ice cream copycat version, please also check out the Haagen Dazs vanilla bean video. I'll post the link to that in the description below. Also, if you want an easy frozen yogurt, check out my Keto frozen yogurt in 5 minutes when you want something a little lighter. The link for this video will also be posted in the description below. I really love making ice cream. This is why my family got me this amazing ice cream maker. So I'd really appreciate hearing from you, and if you could leave me a comment which flavor of ice cream you would like me to post next. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please share this video with your friend or family, since word of mouth is the best way to help my channel grow. The link for the printable recipe will be posted in the description below.